once again to Everything We Do is Magic. This is my welcome and introduction into the world of chaos magic, and I'm kind of starting a new little mini series here on finding your own magic and using your own magic, your own center, your personal magic, and I'll talk more about what that is later. But we'll go through in this series kind of going through the stages in the way that I went through it. We'll go through the head magic, and then we'll go through the body magic, and then we'll finally get to the heart magic and where the true magic is. And so and I'll explain later why it's important for us to find that true magic, but how do we know that what we have isn't, what we're doing is not true magic? And if it's anything that's a reflection of another, it's just a and it's a word that you see thrown around a lot, but it's a virtue signal. What you're doing is you're signaling that when I do this thing, I get this person's approval, and we're taught that, we're trained that. It's kind of I mean, whether it's things like withholding love or withholding praise or giving more praise for certain things, and the balance, the scale. Anytime we find our value in another, we've misplaced our value, because that's our whole purpose here, and that's where we're going to go through this series here. Our whole purpose here as beings is to learn how to love and accept ourselves. You've heard me say before, all you need is love, because without love, and that's self-love, without self-love, you can't pour out of an empty vessel. That you've got to be full of love for yourself, full of acceptance of who you are, and I need for you to be that way, and you need for me to be that way, and that's kind of where we're trying to go with this. And of course, we'll never get there completely, because we're always going to find and discover new and greater assets of who we are. But so let's get started with this tonight. Like I said, I'll look at finding your personal magic, and then we'll talk about different ways that you can move into the magic, and then finding where your true heart magic is. I hope you enjoyed the series. What do I mean by trusting your magic, trusting your own magic? A lot of us, when we first get into the realm of magic in general, and specifically even chaos magic, we go through some form of ritualistic ceremony. We find someone else's ritual and we copy it. But what the challenge is, and this was the challenge for me, because I've always, everything that I did, I would find myself desiring to make it my own in some way, to put my own stamp upon it. And at first I was like, damn, can't I just do one thing like everyone else does? And I realized why. I used to have a button that I wore when I was in college. Why be normal? Why be like everyone else? And a lot of that is because everyone is that reflection. So we're looking for a positive reflection to come back upon us. And it's okay to be in that realm for a little while, but when you really want to move into the power of your magic, you have to trust your specific magic. Even in the field of psychology, we have the id, the ego, the superego. And so as I was talking in my video yesterday, I was explaining about how I had to balance out through meditation the heart, because the heart is the center. That if I get too much into my head, I get too much into my head, too much thoughts, too many ideas, I start living 3 days out. And if I get too much into my body, into my base nature, into my physicality, I start living in the past, kind of 3 days behind. And so what I need to do is center focus on today and this moment, and that's living through the heart. Now, how you get there, and see, I've just talked about several different belief systems, several different dogmas, whatever, and all of them have a similar understanding. The whole deal here is that we are on this earth to learn how to love ourselves and accept ourselves, and that is the only way that we can truly operate from the heart. And in doing that, we must learn to trust our own magic. Trust your magic. When I'm talking about specific magic, I'm talking about whatever it is that makes your heart sing. Not your mind race, not your body respond, but makes your heart sing, that place that comes from your center. And it's not going to be what everyone else does. It's going to be something that just feels like, and we often say this among my friends, is it'll be something that you don't learn but you remember, and it'll come natural to you, and it'll move in there, and it happens again and again and again as you develop and trust in your own magic. See, the world doesn't need two of me. The world doesn't need anyone who operates exactly like me. I don't want someone to work exactly like me, because I'm already doing that specific working, and I need someone to do their own specific working. As I've told my grandkids numerous times, be who you are. Let the world bear the weight of it. Namaste.